welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here bringing you another movie review your way right here on YouTube land. Yes, you heard me right. The King has been going bonkers. He's been seeing everything under the sun. And I go, you know what? I got a couple hours in the morning this fine week. Let's watch a movie. And what arrived on Amazon Prime, thank God, because I was thinking of buying this on Blu-ray, was Chaos Walking, starring Tom Holland. Like always, guys, if you guys haven't seen this for yourself, do not watch the rest of the video. It's going to be filled with a few spoiler details. So come back later, hit that little notification bell, save it in your playlist, do whatever you got to do. Come back, come into the comment sections, tell me your thoughts, and come back and see what the hell I thought of the film. Okay, without being said and all done, let's get into it, guys. So let me give you a few details, and then I'm going to tell you guys what I thought of the film and some key highlight moments and shit like that, okay? Okay, so Chaos Walking, it's PG-13. It was released in 2021 by Lionsgate. It's classified as an action, adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, and trust me, it's all of that roll up into one. It's about 1 hour and 39 minutes. Even though it's listed for an hour and 49, it's not that. It's 10 minutes of end credit, you know, who made the movie and all that shit. It's directed by Doug Liman. It stars, listen to this lineup, guys: Tom Holland, David Oyelowo, Daisy Ridley, Kurt Sutter, Demain Birchir, well-known actor, guys. Sorry, hopefully I didn't butcher his name. Cynthia Erivo, Bethany Ann Lind, Mads Mikkelsen. That was unreal. He's the villain of the movie. Nick Jonas and Ray McKinnon. I can honestly tell you guys, when I first seen the trailer, I kind of got the impression of like Tom Holland was dealing with a few issues, you know, like PTSD, post-traumatic stress, you know, syndrome. Like maybe he came back from war or something and he was dealing with all this shit in his mind, and he comes across Daisy Ridley and they kind of become maybe a thing, and they kind of work together to kind of solve, you know, the after effects of something. I tell you guys right now, I was so damn wrong. Totally off base. I didn't expect what the hell I saw. It apparently takes place in future 2055. You got a whole bunch of guys on this planet for some reason. No women around. We kind of been let through eventually some parts of the film that some creatures that were on there end up killing all the women or something off. And I'm like, what? That's messed up. The guys seem to have some sort of cloud mystical thing going over their heads that you can actually hear their thoughts. Other people can hear their thoughts and see them as well. It's pretty freaky. They can kind of almost telepathically think of, you know, hear each other's thoughts. They're like, they're Charles Xavier. And there's no women, right? So there's this mayor played by Mads Mikkelsen. He's kind of like the dude that everybody goes to and shit like that. But he's the corrupt son of a bitch that I thought he would be. He kind of like uses his own powers to kind of brainwash the other people where to do. You got this David Oyelowo. He plays this preacher who kind of like, you know, spills the gospel of church and all this shit, but he's pretty much evil. He works for the mayor. You got Nick Jonas, who plays his son. It's nuts, man. I'm telling you. It's just one of those worlds where people are trying to survive. You find out there's different, I guess, campments or colonies of different people and shit that you find out throughout the whole film. Tom Holland's working on a farm, a little bit of a daydreamer, does his own, he has a little dog, I think, called Benji, which, holy shit, man, I'm telling you, that was probably the worst part of the film that got me. The preacher was chasing him later on when Daisy Ridley and his character were fleeing to save their lives with the dog, and the preacher ends up catching the dog and drowns him in the water. Holy shit, that got the king. I had a moment and a half there. Like, I'm telling you guys, a tear or two came to my eyes, and I'm like, damn, yeah, it's tough. King's been through a little crazy shit. It's almost been a year, damn. Anyways, enough of that. Remember him all day. Man's best friend for a reason, guys, and there's a reason for that. But oh my God, yeah, like the preacher, you find out that he ended up manipulating all the other guys to kill all the women. So they're really behind it. Tom Holland finds it out through his mother's journal. She died when he was a kid. So he learns the truth and he's like all pissed off and stuff like that. So he ends up going after the preacher near the end. They have their confrontation, but this is like, he finds this out midpoint of the film. He finds out the truth because Daisy Ridley reads. He can't read. He never was taught to read because, you know, that's a good way to control people is don't let them read. Don't let them educate them. Don't let them know anything, right? But yeah, it's just crazy, man. The way they get hunted down, he ends up fleeing with her to take her to this place where apparently women are still alive and coexisting with men. Those guys end up falling here because they want to catch up to Daisy Ridley's character. Daisy Ridley's character, there's 4,000 more people coming in from space down because her thing crashes at the beginning and everybody's like, oh my God, a woman. So that's how everything kind of connects itself. So Mads Mikkelsen's character wants to stop her, the mayor, because he doesn't want to get he doesn't want her to warn them that, hey, these guys are up to no good down here, because he wants to basically take the ship and then head off and leave everybody else behind kind of thing. But she ends up hooking up the satellite near the end and all that fun stuff. She ends up hooking up the satellite. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, guys, but with the help of Tom Holland, they end up going to the ship, to this haven place, which that's what they needed in order to contact the ship that's arriving. The ship does arrive with all these people. But before that goes down, there's a big confrontation. The typical normal guys, bad guy versus good guy. You better come here and give me the girl. If not, I'm going to kill the person who you find near and dear. So he ends up shooting. He ends up dying anyways. But then Tom Holland, as a kid, was told by his mom to remember a song. So he's kind of doing that. The fight between them was pretty cool. It was like smoke and mirrors. Like Mads Mikkelsen character was kind of like projecting himself here and there. And, you know, Tom Holland's like really getting crazy. But then Tom Holland ends up pulling the rug under him. As he's laying down and he plays music, all of a sudden this image of his mother appears. And then all these other women that this guy killed ends up kind of like pushing towards the cliff where there's a hole in the ship that he can fall down there. And Daisy Ridley basically sends the signal, does whatever she does, comes down, ends up kind of like pushing him off the cliff. Done. Tom Holland got shot in the meanwhile because he tried to protect the person he cared about. I don't know if it was his uncle or the guys who just raised them guys on the little farm thing. And then he ends up passing out because he's always paranoid. Oh, she's going to leave me and shit. So it's funny. He ends up waking up in the ship 2-3 days later with her on there. She's all cleaned up and all that stuff. And she decides, you know what? I'm not going to go after all up back in space. I'm going to stay here probably with you. And he's kind of like all smiles because when he first met her, he kind of like fell head over heels with her and you can hear his thoughts. So they're that little bickering and their kind of like chemistry was pretty cool. Wasn't always there, but it was there more like comic relief a little bit here and there in hard trying times. But that was cool how that is. Apparently it took her like 64 years or something. She grew up on the ship to arrive to where Tom Holland's character was to see if there was any survivors and shit. And she never knew real rain or anything like that. Meanwhile, Tom didn't even know about all the other technologies or even seeing a woman besides his mom when he was a baby. And even then he didn't have any recollection of anything. So it was kind of cool how those two different worlds melded together. And like I said, overall, like I expected one kind of type of film and I got another, but I was kind of glad that I got this sci-fi fantasy element there film rather than what I did. The whole mystifying, talking out of their heads and kind of like moving back and forth was a little bit distracting at times of the film, but it didn't super take me out of it. I got used to it after 15 or 20 minutes. All the actors brought it, from Mads Mikkelsen, Tom Holland brought it, Daisy Ridley brought it. If you didn't believe those two guys and those two key actors and the role guys, you won't even like the film. But overall, I pretty much like it. I totally tell you guys to recommend it. And who knows, if it's on Blu-ray later on, I might even pick it up because I think I could watch it again, no problem. Because I like the actors who are in it. And the story is pretty cool. It's not like super over the top, complicated or anything. It's like point A to point B. Guy finds girl's in trouble. She needs to go to somewhere else on the planet. Send a signal so then the people coming down who are coming to rescue him don't get ambushed by this Joker who's brainwashed and manipulated everybody else to do his bidding and kill people there and get rid of all the women to hijack it and do that. So they end up foiling it at the end. Those two look like they're going to get together. Whether there's going to be a part 2, I don't know. There's always the opportunity. You know, I know it's based on a novel. So if there's more than one, That could be a possibility. But overall thoughts, I enjoyed it, and I think you guys will enjoy it too. So there you go, guys. That is my movie review on Chaos Walking, starring Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, and Mads Mikkelsen. So go in the comment sections, give me your thoughts, and like always, check out our other content, like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, stay off the king's throne. You don't want no beef with the king, all right? All right, go watch this movie for yourself, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take it easy, guys.